Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Heem, back with another reaction video. Today we're gonna get into Mind Grains from Fresh and Fit, and today's reaction will be on Myron exposed why the sexual marketplace is a disaster for men. So we're gonna see what his opinions are on that, and I'll pause and give my input at the parts needed to be. Let's get into it.
Let's kind of go about how we got here, right? So since the 1960s, guys, women have been being pushed to the forefront through feminism, right? And through feminism, it did a couple of things. Feminism and birth control, right? And the sexual revolution. It allowed a couple of things to happen. It allowed women to enter the workforce. It allowed women to have sex with almost zero consequence, right, outside of STDs. And allowed them to almost assimilate into a male position. Okay? And what men thought would happen through feminism was we would have free love. All men would have sexual access. We wouldn't have to pay their bills because now they'd be making their own money and we'd be able to just get laid, right? We wouldn't have to worry about children because the pill was around. And quite frankly, right, we did it hoping and thinking, right? So from one perspective, we did it from, oh, this is the right thing to do, give women rights, right? And from the other perspective, we're like, yes, give women rights, and it's going to benefit us as well. We're doubling the workforce. We got more employees. We're gonna get laid. We don't have to worry about kids. Woo, yeah, feminism. But the opposite happened. What ended up happening instead was, since women got their own money and were able to provide for themselves, right? And that part of hypergamy is taken care of, right? Their need for security and provisioning. Since that's taken care of, the only real reason that they deal with men is one of two things. It's either they're able to gain a higher level of security and provisioning from said male. This is why most women want a man that makes about 56% more than they do, right? Or he's attractive and he fulfills some type of physical or emotional need that the woman is looking for, right? This is why you'll often realize that when women play the game and they're dating multiple guys, a lot of these men have different traits about them, right? That makes them distinguished. Maybe one guy might be a nice guy. One guy might have that bad boy energy that they were able to get the sex from. Another guy might be a provider. Another guy might be funny. So they're able to almost compartmentalize the different traits that they like in men and have a man that fulfills each void, because it's very difficult to find a man that has everything. So what is the man that women are actually looking for? Well, and I've heard this term thrown around in the academia side when it comes to women. I got to get this guy on the show one day. But long story short, it's something called the dark gentleman, right? And the dark gentleman, guys, is a guy who is attractive and has these dark triad traits while simultaneously isn't a sucker, right? And
yeah, I agree, because I guess certain females, they don't really want their dude to be a pushover or be soft, but as long as you could stand up for yourself and you got a backbone, I'm pretty sure it works out better for you, because they're gonna just use you and run over you if it looks like you don't know what you're doing. Like you said, the woman who will use dudes for dinner dates or whatever, or just free attention, she could instantly smell that out. So basically when she first meets you, she'll already put you in that category.
And this, my friends, is the perfect blend of you're able to maintain attraction and arousal simultaneously. You're not just a guy that a girl looks at and says, okay, he's a good provider and he's nice, I like him.
Yeah, that
Your
would
woman
suck.
is also aroused by you and wants to hook up with you and finds you
Yeah, you
as
want her to
like
actually like you.
a bad one. She can't, take advantage of you. A perfect example of this actually is my good friend Justin Waller. Shout out to him. Right? The cowboy Chad. Tall, good-looking guy, well-spoken, very well-dressed, wears a suit everywhere he goes. Right? Dude looks like a fucking GQ commercial. But he's also not a sucker when it comes to women. He treats them well. He's nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also not a simp. That is what I would say is like a very good blend, right, of where you want to be as a man. And now that we kind of understood what the dark gentleman is, let's go back to the whole feminism thing and how we got here to this situation. So we went ahead and encouraged feminism. We encourage women to enter the workforce. We encourage women to make their own money. We encourage women to pursue education. We encourage women to be equal to men.
Well, I'd like to add on to what he said. So I'm a pretty nice person, but at the same time, I'm not a fool. Like some of these guys these days, they're spending all this money on women that just tricking, just to validate them. Bro, you need to just be in abundance. Basically you're not supposed to care if you lose her or not. Like you don't have to spend all this money just to keep her. Like you don't have to do that. The ones that really like you, they'll be there even though you're not doing all that. It's just all about quality time. I had this random ass chick. I think I was supposed to meet up with her or something like that. She agreed to meet up. And then out of nowhere, I was double checking and she's like, yo, are you gonna help me do my nails? I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, pay for my nails. I'm like, in my head, I was like, why would I even do that? I don't even know you. You're a complete stranger. What do I look like paying for your nails? This isn't Los Santos Customs. I don't know what that was, bro, but certain goofy shit like that, bro, I'm not gonna do that. Let's use common sense here. Most guys aren't using common sense, and they'll fly a chick out, pay for a room, and I've seen this happen before. This chick, a guy did that, and she ended up smashing somebody else, one guy or another two guys or something like that. And guess what? That guy didn't get anything, and he went out of his way getting a fucking flight ticket, getting a hotel, texting her, wasting all his time, just being extremely nice and stupid. There's nothing wrong with being nice, but you got to be nice and smart. Allocate your energy to the right people. It's pretty much earn, don't just give it out.
But what men didn't realize was that when women have the ability to choose their partner, what ends up happening, depending on where they are in life, is they're going to pick what's best for them at that time in their life. So typically when a woman's at her highest sexual market value, and she's been indoctrinated by feminism, she's going to chase the bad boys and the guys that give her emotional turmoil, right? Because women love that excitement, because they don't need to worry so much about the provisioning, right? We talked about this. They don't need to worry so much about the provisioning as they used to. They just need you to look like you can make money, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they expect you to share the resource with them. As women age and get a bit more mature, they start looking for security and provisioning more. This is why a woman that's 35 years old will be more willing to date a guy, right, that might not have all the looks together, but he's a bit more financially secure. Versus,
I'm not gonna lie, that is facts. A lot of older women, I think they're smarter. They realize they're man, everyone's looks are degrading. So they're why am I even playing that ballpark? Why am I playing that game? I might as well just get somebody who's a really great provider. No, trust me, I know this from experience. I've just off seeing it, that women, they will weigh other factors in. Say, as long as you have decent looks, she's okay, I could bear with his face. I could tolerate his face. It's fucked up to say, but that's how it is. Oh, I could tolerate his face. All right, what else does he have? Okay, he makes good money. Okay, he seems like a nice guy. He has his own house. He has his own car. All right, this is what I could start with. But if you don't have some of those things, it's not going to work out. But like I said, women will tolerate you if you're just simply not their type. If you can help them out in other aspects. When you get older, of course, that's what they're kind of like looking at for the most part. What I've seen. Now, obviously, you want a woman to be like attracted to you, so she doesn't like cheat on you, and all these games happen, and all the disrespect. Let's get back
When
to
she
it.
was 25, she was looking, and she had higher value. She was looking for the Chad that had everything, the dark gentleman, like we discussed earlier. So, where does this put the men? We talked about feminism. We talked about how women are able to make their own money and do what they need to do. But where does this put the men? Well, I'll tell you where it puts the men. It puts the men in a very odd place. Because what's effectively happened is, since women don't need men for provisioning, a majority of men are now virtually invisible or don't exist to women. Because it used to be, you can be an average guy, meet an average woman, or meet an above average woman even for that matter, and be able to find her, marry her, and have a family. Those days are gone, my friends. Absolutely cooked. And this is where the tradcons and me have our differences.
I ain't gonna lie, bruh. So the shit that they be saying on the internet be kind of different from like in real life, like just a tad bit, or probably a lot. It depends. But like I don't know if it's just me, but I be seeing some ugly motherfuckers, and they be together. Like they could be like a couple, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Women only certain men are invisible to women, right? That's what they're saying. But that doesn't make any sense because if you go outside and look, you be seeing some of the ugliest dudes with like they be with some decent looking woman, or it'd be like a ugly woman with an ugly dude. Like there's somebody for everybody, for real, for real. You know, like I don't know. Like I'm a pretty handsome guy. I'd say like I could attract women and all this shit. So I mean I still get other good looking women. So I don't know how to relate to that, but I mean not every guy's invisible. That's my point. I guess like they're invisible to that certain like hot female that they want to get, and they just don't have enough like game or whatever, or they're just too shy to get that woman. Like you said, they don't have the traits to attract that woman, and that it just be like that. But I don't know, man.
Right? Tradcons still think it's 1954. Well, I'm trying to tell them, no, it's 2024 and things have changed. An average man is no longer able to attract an average woman off of just being a good husband. Okay? Because women make their own money now. So they're not going to saddle themselves with a average man.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Yeah, certain women, like going back to my point, how it's like ugly couples or whatever. Like obviously that woman, I don't know, maybe she settled, but at the same time, certain women, they really don't really care about looks. They're like, as long as you're like really like nice and it's like what they're looking for, and you guys have similar hobbies and stuff. And if you're like really how do I say it? Like you build a relationship with them, like say you work at the same job or you guys are in the same city, it's gonna be easier to get together and build that connection. So I see that a lot. A lot of guys are doing that. So I don't know, man. This internet stuff is slightly different from what I'm seeing. I guess they like push the hypergamy thing. Like me personally, I'm in the military. I guess hypergamy is obviously real to a certain extent, but most people will never like fully feel the effects of hypergamy. I mean, maybe you might experience smaller waves of it, like oh my girlfriend cheated on me, blah 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 blah, with a better looking dude or something like that. I mean, that's just her climbing a totem pole, but that doesn't really. The hypergamy, what they're saying, like, oh, some like millionaire, your girl is gonna slide in her DM and then she's gonna want him. Like that probably doesn't happen to like every dude. So it's kind of weird. I don't know.
With average sexual market value anymore, they can do that themselves. And this is how many women speak when you guys listen to them on the show. What do they say all the time? Oh, I make my own money. Why do I need a guy for? If you're gonna come in, you need to bring something to the table. And they quite literally mean that. Right? So what this has done, guys, and I really want to make this clear here, because I think it's very important for us to realize how the fuck we got here. All right? So what this has done is it's effectively removed 80 to 90% of men from the sexual marketplace all fucking together. Because since women's provisioning is taken care of, their education is taken care of, what's left?
Bro, does this apply to like the really unattractive men? Because I feel like if you're like decent looking or like you're well groomed and you take care of yourself and you know how to communicate to people, like you're not literally invisible like what he's saying. Like I don't think anyone's like truly invisible. Like you can still find a compatible partner. You might not get who you want, but depending on like how ugly you are, but like I mean, as long as you improve, the sky's the limit for certain men. Like I know I could always get better looking females.
The thing that's
like,
left
I could
is,
always improve.
now
get my money up. All
I
that
want
stuff.
a guy that brings more
Getting
to the
better in all
table than I
areas.
do. I already don't like men. This is the female perspective, of course. I already don't like men, and I find a majority of them as unattractive. I make my own money. So why the fuck do I need to saddle myself with a regular guy? I made this money and became successful so that I don't have to deal with regular guys. I only want the top. So what's effectively happened, my friends, and this has been documented in so many different studies. As much as women try to deny this shit, the reality is this. A staggering majority of the women are chasing a fraction of the men. What has this done? It's effectively left most men outside of the sexual marketplace. Completely kicked out. Like, just yeeted. What has this done? This, my friends, has created what I call the SIMP epidemic.
Bro, that shit's real.
Feminism, right? Made women realize that a majority of men are unnecessary. This majority of men, your average guy, now they're ostracized by a majority of women. Since the majority of these men cannot attract the majority of women, what do they turn to? They turn to sexuality through other means. This enter in market of OnlyFans, pornography, escorts, and men generally simping on women all over the internet.
Bro, I hate to see it, man.
You guys think Pokimane and Sophie Rain and these other 304s came out of fucking nowhere? No. They are a direct result of the ostracization of a majority of men from the sexual marketplace. The simp epidemic that you guys are witnessing now, where men tolerate, accept, and in some cases even embolden bad female behavior, is a direct result of a majority of men being removed from the sexual marketplace as viable candidates. When you see these men simping on these women, that comes from what I call a scarcity mindset. And that scarcity mindset is in full effect for a majority of men because...
Dude, I always tell all my friends or any man, I'll be like, bro, there's 6 billion women out here. Like, when dudes have crazy stories like, oh, like say their girl's like giving them problems. Oh, my girl, this girl's giving me problems. I don't know what to do. Or, oh, I think she's cheating. It could be any situation. I'd be like, bruh, there's 6 billion women out here. And even I got to remind myself of that shit because I'll be talking to a chick and then randomly out of nowhere, she probably like ghosts me or she randomly unfollow me on Instagram, block me. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what the hell's going on. But all I know is there's 6 billion other women out there, or I don't know if that number changed, but I always use that saying. 6 billion others out there. Keep it pushing, keep looking. It's just a numbers game. Oh, I made my shot, I missed. Okay, I'm gonna just keep shooting. Like, don't overcomplicate it, bro. I know it sucks because we're humans, and that shit low-key hurt. But at the end of the day, volume beats the scarcity that people keep talking about.
Majority of men, whether they want to admit it or not, absolutely fucking struggle with women. They might not admit it to you. They might not admit it to their family. Hell, they probably won't even admit it to their fucking selves. But a staggering majority of men struggle with women. If you have a girlfriend right now and she doesn't respect and obey you, you're struggling.
Leave.
If you don't have a girlfriend right now, you're struggling. If you have a
What the
girl
hell?
that look
I'm choosing not to have a girlfriend. I'm choosing to be single. It's not hard to get a girlfriend, bro. It's just my choice of not having a girlfriend. I'm just single, talking to multiple women. That's my choice. I could easily be like, hey, I'm looking for a relationship with one of them, but that's not really what I'm looking for right now. So I don't really agree with what he said right now. I guess he's saying like if you want a girlfriend and you can't have a girlfriend right now, then you're struggling. I guess that's what he means.
looks at you as an equal, you're struggling. Because what feminism has done has not only has it ostracized the majority of men from the sexual marketplace, no one talks about this. What it's also done has made men tolerant of bad female fucking behavior. Feminism didn't just ruin the family, and it didn't just destroy relationships. It destroyed the man's position in a relationship as the authority. So even now, when you see men that have women, what do? Oh, happy wife, happy life. Oh, let me run that by my girlfriend. Let me run that by my wife. Oh, I'll get back to you. I got to talk to my girl. Men
Bro,
are
that's
so
the
goddamn
worst.
cooked
When you're trying to go out
nowadays
with some dude, oh, I gotta go talk to my girl.
that even when they do have a woman, they got that woman by the skin of their fucking teeth. And since they got that woman by the skin of their fucking teeth, they do everything in their power to maintain her. Inadvertently not understanding that they're actually pushing her away and making her less attracted to them. And the majority of men don't understand this. They think, I want to keep her happy and give her everything that she wants, she'll stay with me. Not knowing, by succumbing to her demands and pedestalizing her, like popular culture tells you to do, by the way, you're actually losing attraction. Every kiss begins with K. Right? We have a society that puts the woman first.
Holy shit.
Right? Now, that used to work in TradCon times because women didn't work. Women weren't members of the workforce. Right? There was religion. There was society that shamed women from doing bad shit. It kept them faithful to their man, but all of these guardrails are gone. So since all of these guardrails are gone, and we live in a secularized society where most women don't identify as religious, what's up happening?
Oh yeah, I be seeing that shit, especially on Bumble.
Is
a lot of
the
women aren't
women
really religious.
take on the authority from their man, though they claim they want it, but it doesn't work. And their man thinks it's the best way to go to maintain her and keep her happy. And that's how we have the divorce rates where 70 to 80% of the divorces are initiated by women. Because men that were never attractive in the
Bro, that's another reason why I'm not rushing to get married. I'm 23 years old, and I'm also in the military. I'm a Marine. And the stereotype is most people get married after knowing each other for like a month. Or like some people get married after 2 months, 6 months. I would say anything under a year is really fast. A year is honestly really fast, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Unless you're like 100% sure, like no rushing, like you're taking your time for a year. I guess that's cool. But I guess like back in the day, people would take like 2 or 3 years to get married. Sometimes it'll take 5. Honestly, it doesn't take 5 years. I would say probably like, bro, 2 years max, 3 years, right? And obviously you have to live with the person too, because I notice most people, they get married without living with that person at all. It's kind of backwards. I'd say so. You want to play that test trial of the game, see if you like it, and then purchase the full game. So I think it's the same thing with that. And most women, let's see, how's it go with marriage? Yeah, it just fails really fast, especially in the military. Marriage, I feel like it's just a title. Like people, they have the ring on, but they want that title, but they don't live up to that title. What I mean by that is like you'll have the ring on, you had the wedding, everything. You're telling people you're married, and then lo and behold, a few weeks, months later, you're going behind your spouse's back, doing stuff with other people. it's like insane, man. Like you're just cheating on your significant other. You're talking bad about your significant other. You're having all these like regrets and just probably saying like you want to go back to your old life or whatever. Like I don't know. People are like crazy, man. Especially being in the military, you see that a lot. And I know it's not just the military because he just said 70 to 80% divorce rate. So that mean out here, it's not any better for people that are not in the military. Also, they're getting cooked too because their partners are getting with them not just because they love them, but it's like for other gains. It could be like financial gains. Man, I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see.
Fucking first place, got with women that weren't attracted to them in the fucking first place. They didn't respect them. The guy simps, makes it even worse, loses his masculine edge and his authority, and then she fucking leaves him. And that, my friends, is where we are today in society. We now live in the deregulated sexual marketplace where women control everything, and the men are bending over backwards to just get sexual access. And most of them go about it the wrong way by giving the woman everything she wants, thinking that's going to keep her there, when in reality it doesn't. And this is why a majority of women don't respect their men. This is why a majority of relationships are cooked.
Yeah, bro, it's like this shit's like an all-out war. It's kind of weird. Like I think back in the day, when you take a woman on a date, you have a good time, you're chilling, you're talking, right? I think it was like a couple months ago. I don't take women on dates or nothing like that. I think a date is like, I guess I'll taking women to like the movies or something. I don't even consider that a date. That's just like, hey, let's go to the movies, just hang out. Because when you go to your friends, when you go to the movies with your friends, it's not a date. You're just hanging out, right? So it's the same thing. So I think I was hanging out with this chick, and I noticed like this shit that he's talking about on the internet. This is the part where I realize it's true. Most women, they're just here to just waste your time. So now you got to play all these games and have a vetting process. I got to FaceTime her before I meet her. I got to text her a little bit to see what type time she's on. And then I hang out with her. Well, where I messed up a few months ago was I matched with this girl on Bumble, hung out with her, drove to go see her, picked her up. We hung out, went to the movies, ate. Bro, pretty much like she just wasted my fucking time, bro. Like we were in the movies. I was trying to like cuddle up or whatever. That was a fail. And in my head, I was like, bro, why are you even hanging out with me if you're just going to be a whole buzzkill, bro? And then I realized I was like, oh, she's probably like a serial dater and she wants to waste time. Now, I'm not going to lie. Like, I know I'm not the only one that's happened to. Now, obviously, I have my processes. That doesn't happen like ever. That just happened to me like probably once or twice. And bro, pretty much that like pissed me the fuck off. And I'm just like, bro, I'm about to take this shit more seriously and just like start vetting more before I actually meet someone in person. So yeah, women, they'll waste your time, bro, if you let them. It's just a sad reality. It's like a war, bro. It's like an opponent.
Men struggle with women. And if they do get her, they pedestalize her and do the fuck ups that I mentioned before. And that's how you end up with this simp economy, where we got guys paying women for feet pictures. We got guys gladly being sugar daddies. We got women making millions upon millions of dollars on OnlyFans.
Fuck.
We have men that have addiction to porn. We wouldn't have all these industries thriving if men were on their P's and Q's and women respect men and men weren't struggling with women. But the explosion of pornography and OnlyFans points to one fucking thing. And that is a lot of guys are not getting laid and not sexually satisfied with their women. And I'm not surprised a lot of them struggle. Because the majority of women don't want a majority of men at all. Most women look at men as pesky mosquitoes. And this is the tough
fly on the wall
that no one wants to say on the internet. Right? You're not going to find content like this anywhere else on the internet where we're just keeping it real with you, letting you guys know that most of you guys are a burden of females. Most of you guys are considered uglier females. Most women don't want to talk to you guys. Most women don't want to entertain you guys.
It's true. Like most females, they just simply don't respect certain men, especially even if you're their boyfriend, they don't respect you. I've seen women, oh, let's take a break with their boyfriend. Bruh, she's literally getting clapped. If she takes a 6 month break, or it doesn't matter how long the break is, it could be a day, my guy. She probably had 10 sausages in her. But if she takes a break for like a week or like y'all take a few months, bro, she's cheating on you with multiple men. I've seen this time and time again. And I've been with certain women, and I ask them like, oh, when was your last relationship or whatever? And they're like, oh, I got out of a relationship like a month ago. Oh, I got out of a relationship 3 months ago. And now they're laying in the same bed as me. And I'm just like, damn, like, you were with that guy for like probably like 2-3 years. And now you're here. And then when I'm done with you, you're probably going back to him when you like change your mind. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, bro.
And they damn sure don't want to.
That's to use you, of course. They're not going back to you because they love you.
And once you understand that the average woman doesn't respect, nor does she want to be with the average man, the faster you can change. Fast forward to today's episode. Half of advancing your game and increasing your frame.
Oh God, he's about to sell something.
Where the fuck we're at. And that is why I had to give you that, guys, that monologue of where we stand in the current social marketplace. Give me one in the chat. Give me one in the chat that makes sense. I went ahead and explained feminism, how we got here, the sexual marketplace now as it stands, etc. Give me ones that all make sense. Then we're gonna get into the top 7 things.
Yeah, my shit froze. What's going on? Anyways, that was a pretty good video. I'd say I agree with like about 90% of the things that he said. Obviously, I had my own take on certain other aspects based on my real life experience. All I gotta say is, I'm probably gonna title this video "Is the dating scene cooked?" or whatever. In my opinion, not really. I mean, yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Now, you can still navigate it by being like the best version of yourself. Obviously, you need to improve your looks first, right? You need to have a clean haircut. If you got a beard, have it shaped up, have your skin clear, make sure you're working out, hitting the gym, make sure you're able to speak to people, hold a conversation, ask nice questions, have interesting things to say, be willing to learn new things, because we're not running into new people. Obviously, I don't know everything, right? So you want to be interested in what they're interested in. And you need to learn how to collab, like just setting up collaborations, like, hey, let's hang out, let's get into this, let's get into that, hey, I'm coming in your city, what do you do out there? Like, learn how to like prospect and hang out with people. That's like the best way that your dating is gonna go. Like, you need to have volume. So like, get on dating apps, like swipe, get matches, get with them, get them on Instagram, write them down in notes, and you'll be able to meet all these people, and then you'll be able to improve. You don't obviously have to like smash every woman you're with, but like, just get out there and make some friends, hang out. If it gets there, it gets there. Just keep learning, and as long as you keep learning, the dating experience, it's just gonna get easier for you. It's gonna be like shooting a basketball every day. Like, you're gonna eventually have a better shot. That's just how it is. So in my opinion, dating's not really cooked. It did get a little bit harder though, but just keep pushing, boys. It's not supposed to be easy. And that's all I gotta say in this reaction video. Peace.